I'm inviting you to a trip to Munich. Munich, Bavaria capital, it's the name. It's home to century-old building and numerous museums. We are going to visit the city and botanical gardens and museums. It was founded in 1589. So let's start with a walk through the city. There is a place where Deutsche Banks, you can find the Deutsche Bank there. Plaza with terrace and restaurants. Very nice buildings with the German styles, very clean, organized windows. All windows have the same type of flowers in bloom. At the same times, same colors, same plaza. A Rathaus, Marienplatz. It's a government building. We had very interesting statues here. What did they see at that time? Some kind of people and dragons in the same time. So people were chased by dragons. Have they seen these things at that time? And very interesting children with statues with popes. They were telling us something without telling us something. So we see that not only the beautiful architecture, but also the well-maintained. I don't know how they keep all these plants at the same way of maintenance, I guess. Now we can see here fishermen. So half men, half fish. The buildings, they say, were built at 1500s. Were they real? Were they not real? Have they seen this kind of people? Or genetic modifications? Now, I like to take picture of jewelry. Nice statues. München, Marienplatz. This is the central market with statues and the fountains. Very detailed, and the quality of these statues are not reflect the quality of these statues is very high, so the sculptor or the artist should be well known, but not really, not, we don't know who, I don't know who they are. So we see these towers that are attached to the exterior of the buildings. And in top of the buildings, of all the buildings, these are these spheres. And these towers probably have something missing inside. There is a theory that it used to be wireless technology, electromagnetic somehow. Munich, Germany, we are still in the Marienplatz. The cathedrals, very nice cathedrals. Still Marienplatz. Inside of the church in Marienplatz. Alter Botanischer Garden. It was built in 1813. Has a Neptune fountain in the center of the garden. Was opened at the beginning of 19th century in 1812 when was intended to play a scientific role as Munich's first botanical garden. The site design was based on the plans of Friedrich Ludwig von Schell, who was also responsible for English garden. At that time, the garden contained also a greenhouse for tropical plants and a chemical laboratory. The entrance gate is the only structure in the Alter Botanische Garden that survived. It's a company that produce chemicals, and they bought GMO, some GMO company from United States. We are still in the Rathaus, very old building. Neues Rathaus. Rathaus means city hall. Georg from Hofbräuhaus, 1867-1908. So these are buildings that are around 400 years old and still standing, and the architecture and sculptures are still gargoyle. So these are probably placed at a later date that these buildings were built. street singers. Window watching, silver objects, statues inside the church, still Marienplatz. So they have in the streets a piano, and they are playing classical music. At that time, it was a new game on cell phone, and all the young people were playing this game on the cell phone, something with finding places and taking picture of places around the world. It was basically a spy game, and people were spying on different places and placing all the information on a central database. But everyone was playing this game, all the kids, some adults. So this seems to be a very a canal in the city. Now we are at Schloss Nymphenburg, München. Nymphenburg Palace. It was a summer residence of Max Emanuel, who was born in 1662. Bavarian Elector Ferdinand Maria and his wife Henriette Adelaide of Savoy after 10 years of marriage. In 1664, the construction began to the plans of the North Italian architect Augusto Barelli, who also designed Munich Theater Church. Initially, the Italian Nymphenburg summer residence was a mighty cubic pavilion flanked by the court church and several buildings. By 1679, the palace complex in its first incarnation had nearly been finished. So 1679. Let's look at the so they maintain these canals of the garden, and it's ongoing process of maintaining these canals. Medusa. So close to this palace, there is a botanical garden, very well maintained, and it's named Botanical Garden. The next piece of travel, we have BMW Museum in Munich, Germany. It is called BMW Welt, has an iconic architecture. And it presents the history of BMW car company, and it was is saying that the company started in 1928 as a car company. And it's extremely futuristic way of presenting the production of the company BMW. From motors, Bayerische Motorenwerks was set up to build aircraft engines during the First World War. The company rapidly gained a high reputation for its first product, BMW cylinder engine in the 1920. BMW 12 engine played a part in promoting civil aviation in Europe. For one decade, BMW concentrated to a greater extent on air-cooled radial engine, and in 1940 developed one of the first jet engine to production readiness. Due course, BMW engineers and skilled staff transferred the high quality standards needed for aircraft engine conducted in companies, motorcycles and cars, which achieved an impressive standard of quality and many pioneering innovation. So they have an exhibition of motorcycles, cars, and the architecture of the building, it's very, very modern. Now, here is an different models that BMW produced during the time. So each model has a different name, and near each model is the year that that model was released. Ever since 1960, BMW car models have been identified. I cannot read that. So 3 middle-size cars, 4 for the upper middle company, and they have luxury models. So they have in each year what type of cars and what models, MZX, they produced. And here are the cars, quite impressive. And this is this part of the building has the architecture of the of a building that is in New York, of a museum. So it's elliptical elliptical building. So it's circular, and it's going. You don't have to climb stairs to get to from one floor to another. It's very interesting building, I must say. This is the bridge over the street. Now, Munich has bayerische here. So this is a trip, bus trip that we took in Munich. It's a hop in hop off type of trip where they explain to you different places that you see and a short history of the place. What are these people doing? So since 2023, you are thinking, what are these old people doing with the kids in the sculpture? And you never thought of that at the time that you take a picture, but whatever. So there are a lot of palaces in Munich. This is a symbol of Etruscan, this part, that they might have been there in the past. Cuba. So these are mixed picture with the palace that we just saw. But the statues are quite impressive. What do these people have on their head? The details. Still BMW Museum. So we saw the museum in the tour, hopping hop off tour, and then we decided to go and visit the museum at a later time. The architecture is very interesting. BMW Museum is this one. This is a modern statue that it's moving and has some motors inside that makes the skin coming inside and outside. So they show that they already mastered the ability of creating skin of cars that are movable. More statues, I think they are statues created by BMW that are moving in 3D. This is other type of BMW art. So let's assume that this is a statue that changes the colors and changes the dimension, the skin. That's a BMW production. Now we are at Munich residence, München, Germany. This is a former government building where the people that were in charge of um, of Bavaria were living. So has been open to the public as a museum since 1920. And is today one of the most important palace museum in Europe. The extensive building, it's a monument in stone. So this is the backyard. And now we are inside of the residence, monument in stone to the self-image of patrons, the rulers of the house of Wittelsbach, who governed Bavaria in the 17th century. And as electors from 1806 and 1918. The function of the residence as a main residence and seat of government of the ruler, which it retained for century and is still reflected in its architecture and furnishing from 16th to 19th century. It's there are Baroque styles, Renaissance styles, Rococo styles, Neoclassic styles. Now, here we can see marble statues of marbles in different colors. I was just following some video, and there are marbles in multiple colors. So a statue with marble in the two different types of marble. Now it looks like marble. I don't know if it was marble or something else, but certainly were old sculptures, old piece of art, and was quite impressive. Let's enjoy the art object exposed to this museum. You know what this is? A stove. Let's compare the paintings and the art done in few hundred years ago with the paintings and the art that we have now, and that it's promoted now. Okay, I have a history here. Because they interbred, so they get married within the same family to keep the wealth in the family. There were genetic defects on the children, so and the faces are sometimes longer, or they had mental illnesses because of this interbreeding they have that rules or whatever to keep the wealth in the family. So in the end, that was not a good thing. And these are wall paintings. So paintings that are placed on the walls and integrated with the frame. Very interesting. Extremely elaborated wall clocks, and everyone was different from another. So this is a proof, this armoire, it's a proof that they traveled around the world. So this is a Chinese example. You see another clock that is completely different from the other one. And this is a barometer, and the clock, it's horizontal somehow and made out of gold. Sometimes we think that we might have lost the art of creating such beautiful objects. It's true, not for everybody. These objects were not for everybody, but still the art involved in creation of even of this table is very impressive. These goat heads make you think of something strange. Who knows what were they thinking when they had these goat heads built in the art piece that is on the wall. Harps for adults and for children. This is a harp piano, probably an old version of piano. Another different type of clock. So you see, every type of watch clock, it's different architecture, different design, different dimensions. This is the schematic of the building, a residence palace in Munich, with an interior court. But this was the presentation for today. Munich, a trip in Munich, palaces and botanical gardens. Thank you for watching. Oh, I still have pictures. I don't know how it, I still have pictures from this palace residence. Sorry. Few more. These are the tables, what they, the silver and golden the plates and cups that they were using while they were eating. So now they have a rule that in Austria that nobody that belongs to the kings, queens in the in Germany can become a part of the government. Who knows if it's true or not? Okay, what are these? These are the sacred object, and they say this piece of whatever bone belongs to somebody that in the past, a monk or somebody that, and now they have healing property to people that are touching them or being close to this object. So this stone in the middle, this bone in the middle is actually a holy object. This is the ceiling. These are the walls of the building. Now we got to the end of our presentation. And this again, Munich, Germany. And to review museums, streets, City Hall, Botanical Garden, BMW Museum, and two palaces. Thank you for watching. I'm Liliana Usvat, and this was my presentation for today of Munich, Germany.